it's going to take a lot for Fernando to get that point, and spinning is not going to help him.
Yeah, it's there's not a lot of points going to be available for the Aston Martin team. You say it's Stroll that scored all the points at the moment, but it's only what 10 points is it or 14?
It's
I've
14
lost
now.
track of where it was now. 14 points, yeah. So it's 14 points, which it's going to be difficult for him to score that, especially with Aston Martin looking at next season. But I'd say this season has been very uncharacteristic of Fernando Alonso. There comes a point, are you? I know people have been saying this for 10 years, but have we now reached that tipping point with Fernando Alonso? Is Lance Stroll now a better driver than Fernando Alonso because of just, biology? You look at his season so far, he's had two DNFs in the first two races. Race three, he finished 57 seconds off the lead. Race four, 60 seconds off the lead. Race five, 75 seconds off the lead. So it's just getting worse and worse. And it's just hard to see. I don't genuinely think his spin would have changed much. And then he's crashing on his own in that was I believe did he crash on his own in the sprint race or was he spun round? I can't remember now.
No, he was
It's
punted by
slipped my
Lawson.
mind. Yes, he was punted. I beg your pardon. Yes, he was punted by Lawson. So yeah, that wasn't his fault. But yeah, it just seems to be too many excuses now. And I don't know if he's just disengaged with this year's car because, the guy's going to be 44 when he come back from the summer break. So like he's I think maybe he's just fed up of this car and he's just putting all his eggs in the 2026 basket and just hoping that that's a car that could win races. But I just don't see Aston Martin. They might make a 2023 style jump where they or was it 2023 jump where they end up looking like they can get podiums, but I don't think it's going to be this magical silver bullet that they need. And once again, it's just been the wrong move for him. He's gained a couple more podiums in his career by going to Aston Martin, but if he'd have stayed put at McLaren, then look how things would have turned around eventually. It would have taken a few more years, but it would have turned around if he might have got a win or two at Alpine, potentially not this year certainly, but I think he's once again he's made these moves and it looked like he made the right move when he jumped to Aston Martin, but I'm not convinced long term it was because he may have been the answer to that Mercedes quandary they had. He might have been the man that Red Bull finally decided to lean on. I doubt it, but there was definitely been some top seats available and he's not been considered for them because he's been wedded to Alpine or wedded to Aston Martin, and it's just he's he's just rolling the dice far too often. Sometimes you just got to let your talent do the talking. You just got to be an F1, keep your options open, and then things will happen because you're a great driver. And that hasn't happened in the last 10 years for Fernando Alonso because he's been too much. I need to take a risk and go for the win. I need to get that championship. No, just race. Just go out there, just race, show who you are, and then when the big seats become available, you will be top of the list. But no one wants him because he's too much of a risk, and you don't know where his performance ceiling is anymore. Because I mean, Ocon was very close to him, and nobody's talked about Ocon as this amazing future world champion or anything like that. He's good, he's decent, he's a perfectly solid F1 driver, but Ocon beat Alonso quite frequently. So, and now we're at the point where Stroll is beating him quite frequently. That there's got to be a point where biology takes over, and I think that time might have finally come. I'll be eating my words when he gets a podium in Montreal and then wins a race later in the year, I'm sure. But yeah, I think maybe that time might have finally come for Fernando.